from all of
Do you
that.
think it is a £200 million fight?
No.
Fury, AJ, what Eddie Hearn claims to be.
I think it's still the biggest fight in boxing. We're both
I don't think
losing.
it's the biggest fight in boxing. It's definitely the biggest fight in British boxing, very close to Conor versus Junior. I think you've got that's a big fight as well. But I just think, for me, I can't see it doing 200 million now because you've got to look at global sales and whatnot.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Definitely. So, guys, so other news. Roy Jones Jr. is now calling out Jake Paul. He says, "I'm just a call away. Why don't you make that?" Now, that's a very interesting option for Jake Paul, because Jake Paul does like to fight retired old men, former world champions that probably couldn't fight no more, and yet still they have to be curtailed and bite their gloves to stop smashing this guy's face in. Well, it would be interesting, but would we really want to see that? Do we really believe, after the last embarrassing spectacle that we saw with Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, that we really want to see someone just paid off for their legacy? Well, interesting enough. Let me know what you think down below. Like and subscribe to the channel and get your daily dose of boxing news and, of course, all the content that you could ever want from the world of boxing. Take care. Hi guys, and welcome to FTTV Boxing News. Today on the 11th of January 2025, and it's just come out that Ben Shalom has issued a statement in the October Red interview, and of course Queensberry have fired back. Ben Shalom saying that Ben Whittaker is not going to be fighting a rematch against Liam Cameron, and the reason that it's come back is Queensberry released a statement basically saying we want to pay the fellas more, and Ben Shalom saying, well, Ben Whittaker only fights on Sky. Well, as we've seen over the past, there's multiple platforms allowing everybody to have room, so we really don't see it. Is this just a case of Ben Whittaker's arsehole falling out, or does he really have a case that he only fights on Sky? Tyson Fury has also chucked in his anchor into the ring and says he's confident that Eubank Jr. will actually beat Conor Benn in April grudge match. It's probably going to be Eubank, he says. Now, it'll be interesting to see on why he says that. But let me know who you think's going to win that fight and why they're going to win it. The top 10 hardest puncher in boxing history. Now, as strange as this may be, Anthony Joshua does not feature in the top 10. And I'm going to read you 10 to 1. But before I do, tell me who you think deserves to be in the top 10. Number 10, Sonny Liston. Number 9, Lennox Lewis. Number 8, Joe Lewis. Number 7, Vladimir Klitschko. Number 6, Joe Frazier. Number 5, Iron Mike Tyson. Number 4, Rocky Marciano. Number 3, George Foreman. And number 2, Ernie Shavers. But in primary position of number 1, Deontay Wilder. Now, do you agree with that? According to the boffins here at FTTV Boxing, that's what they think. So let me know. Is he the same fighter? Let's see if Shakur Stevenson's anxious to see Devin Haney's comeback fight. Just interesting to see how Devin Haney's going to come back, obviously following the Ryan Garcia loss, where he actually had that removed from his record. So the question is Devin Haney going to be the same fighter? It could end badly. Chris Eubank Sr. warns of life-threatening risk for his son in the Conor Benn fight. This goes back to the first fight that they were allegedly going to have many months ago, where Chris Eubank Sr. said, hang on a minute, the weight cutting is just too drastic. And that could be a positive argument, because it looks like that Chris Eubank Jr. may have to lose some 27 pounds, and with the rehydrate clause not going in his favour, that could also sort of backfire at the moment. George Kambosos Jr. moves to 140 pounds and he eyes March return against former world champion. It's very interesting how fighters move up and down weight divisions. Of course, George Kambosos Jr. obviously, as a fighter starts their career, they normally start at lighter weight and then progress heavier and heavier and heavier. And no more has done this better than the legend that is Manny Pacquiao, an 8 weight division world champion. And will there be another one like him? Really interesting. Let me know what you think down below. Also, I don't like it. Turley Ellis Sheikh told to hold Tyson Fury talks about retirement U-turn because clarifies the £500 million price or fight purse rumour. Now, this goes back to what Tyson was saying beforehand. He wanted $500 million to come out of retirement, and of course, he doesn't have to now. So, has he really retired, or is this just another Tyson Fury scam? Let me know what you think in the comments. Hi guys, it's Andy from FTTV Boxing and welcome back. Okay, so I've had exciting news go on. My first granddaughter was born, Bambi, wonderful little creature and quite looking forward to it. So sorry about missing out with that, but here we go on with the daily news that's going to be back with you daily. So I'm going to go back over the weekend. Ryan Garcia hints an explosive comeback against Isaac Pitbull Cruz, declaring Cruz is tougher than Haney. Well, would you want to see the Haney rematch? Possibly not, because, you know, Ryan Garcia did win that with, you know, all could argue he had drugs in his system, whatever, but it wasn't even close. So, tell me what you think. Is really Pitbull Cruz actually more dangerous than Haney?
Hi guys, it's Max from FTTV Boxing. Just want to talk about AJ and Deontay Wilder. You know, both heavy hitters. I would say Wilder was probably the bigger hitter, but this is a fight what should have happened 5-6 years ago when they were both at their peak. But now they're both sort of dropped down in levels. Is this a fight what everyone wants to really see? You know, what is there to prove? There's nothing on the line no more. You know, they're both coming off losses. You know, is this a fight what AJ should take or even Wilder should take? Don't forget, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think, or what you really think about this fight. Bash! Hi guys, Max from FTTV Boxing. Artur Beterbiev. You know, we all know what a phenomenal athlete he is, and he's rock solid. You know, he went toe-to-toe with Dimitri Bivol. But it's just coming out that he's saying that he does not want to jump up to cruiserweight to face Alexander Usyk. Is there this genuine respect there? Or does he really fear Usyk that much that he's not going to jump up and face him? What do you guys think? Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment because I want to hear exactly what you've got to say. But let's talk about Usyk. Is there anyone out there capable of beating this man? You know, heavyweight or cruiserweight? Because we've heard it from Eddie before. AJ was going to beat him. Yeah, I think Fury's going to beat him. And now it's Jay or Pataya's going to beat him. So what do you reckon, guys? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hi, guys. It's Max from FTTV Boxing. It is on. Chris Eubank versus Conor Benn. It is going to be an epic fight. And for the first time, Conor Benn is actually going to be headlining his first fight at Tottenham Stadium. And I've been told by some good sources, Conor Benn is going to do the business inside 6 rounds. And also, Conor himself said he's going to knock out Eubank inside 4. So what I want to know, guys, what do you think? Is this going to go the distance, or is someone going to get knocked out? Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Bosh! Hi guys, it's Max from FTTV Boxing. It's just coming in that Tyson Fury has just released a video stating that he is going to be retiring.
Hi everybody, I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'd like to announce my retirement from boxing. It's been a blast. I've loved every single minute of it, and I'm going to end with this. Dick Turpin wore a mask. God bless everybody. See you on the other side. Get up!
I don't blame him, but is it another Tyson Fury mind game to get more money if he does finally fight AJ? What do you guys think? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you all think. Bash!
Tyson Fury at a career crossroads, Warren hints. Maybe retirement, maybe Joshua fight. So it's quite interesting to see that now Frank Warren's saying, you know, listen Tyson, it might be time. At the end of the day, I don't think Tyson wants to retire. I don't think he ever has to retire from boxing. Maybe in sort of top level competition. He's got nothing left to prove. His trophy cabinet's full of belts, everything that there is able to win. So do you believe it's time for Tyson Fury to retire, or do you want to see him in another fight? Perhaps Anthony Joshua. Obviously, the Alexander rematch is now off the table with Usyk saying, no, you don't offer me anything. It's 2 straight defeats. That's it. I'm done. And what happens with him next? I don't know, his career may be in doubt. So, going back to the Daniel Dubois thing, Daniel Dubois has gone online and said he vows to end Usyk's dominance over the Brits. I'm too much for him, he says. Now, obviously, in the last fight, we were there, myself and Max, in Wrocław, Poland. We interviewed Daniel, interviewed Usyk, and it was apparent then that he was going to be too much for Usyk, apparently. But then, of course, wasn't quite the case. He dropped Usyk. It was ruled a low blow, and then, of course, we all know what happened. So do you think that Daniel Dubois saying, I'm going to end Usyk's win over the Brits is a step too far? So there's Boots Ennis versus Imatis Satanis, a welterweight unification title in the works. What do you think on this fight? Now, it's quite a different fight from most of them, I think. I think that Boots Ennis probably dismantles Stanionis in the welterweight. Is this a positioning fight? And I like to call a positioning fight because also Boots Ennis is with Matchroom, and so is Conor Benn, both fighting at welterweight. Do you think that this may be a play to bring those two into line, to bring a big unification? Because of course Conor Benn is chasing the WBC. Anyway, speaking of Conor Benn, Eddie Hearn goes on record and says Eubank Jr. versus Benn must be finalised this week or it's off the table. Well, with the fact that the Conor Benn is actually chasing the WBC welterweight title, and of course Chris Eubank possibly talking about fighting a whole host of different champions, do you think that it's actually going to happen this year anyway? I'm not quite so sure. Really not quite so sure. So tell me what you think. Do you think that that should be signed this week? Do you think it's too early? Do you think that they need to, possibly do it at the end of the year, maybe? Okay, so Terence the Bud Crawford, he's gone on and he's fired back at his critics over his career. He responds to them by saying, who questions my resume? And this goes back to sort of something that I would say about most fighters. You know, every fighter that happens, they seem to get their resume questioned, right? Have you been fighting the top guys? Are you fighting the top guys? Are you actually just taking easy fights, making money and the rest of it? But what do you think? Do you think Terence Bud Crawford has got what it takes? Obviously, there's a lot of rumours around him and obviously Canelo fighting. I think Canelo would be far too big for him and far too strong. But what do you think? Do you think his career has been sort of handed to him? Strange, isn't it? Deontay Wilder's comeback fight in April. Will it be against Francis Ngannou? Now, I'm going to message Dewey Cooper a bit later on and say there's rumours about this, or do you think it's true? And Dewey Cooper, of course, is Francis Ngannou's trainer. Would it be still a bit of a mismatch, do you believe? Do you believe that, albeit Wilder's limited boxing skills but devastating punch, do you think that it's going to be the same situation as obviously Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury? Although it didn't look like Tyson Fury even trained for that fight. And would you watch Wilder versus Ngannou? That's a big question. Vladimir Klitschko, obviously, who's been reported to want to make a comeback into boxing many years after retiring. But the big question is, especially for me, is he's been talking about Daniel Dubois being approached for the approach for Klitschko's comeback. Now, I don't know about you, but this guy's been out of the ring for a couple of years now and now wants to come back against the IBF World Heavyweight Champion. Would that be a good statement? I mean, there's no doubting at all in Vladimir Klitschko's stance and ability and obviously what he was. But do you think that that's just a little bit of a step too far, coming back against a heavyweight